Hello there friends, it's CS2 News Hub. In today's video, our pick'ems are done, NAVI's strats got stolen, Zonic's not buying the Falcons hype, and the first matches of Blast Austin Majors Stage 2. Plus, as always, a bunch of other exciting news from the world of CS2, so without further ado, let's get straight to it. I think we shall kick things off with a pretty bold claim from S1MPLE. According to him, Boomwich, Electronic and NPL have all stolen strats from NAVI. Yeah, S1MPLE says these three former NAVI players took a huge chunk of Blade's playbook and adapted it to their new teams. Can you imagine? But on the other side, I mean, Blade's a genius, so why not? Anyways, does that mean that if B8, BB or VP face NAVI, we will just get a full-on mirror match? I mean, not exactly. First, NAVI's style has evolved a bit since Boomwich left. Second, neither BB Bait or VP have Blade behind them to come up with the right counter-strats, or I mean counter-strats. Still, there's another issue. NAVI themselves haven't been looking great lately. Either way, it will be super interesting to see how these teams will put the strats to use. But, you know, considering that both BB and Bait already made it to stage 2, they are clearly doing something right. Speaking of S1MPLE, in a recent interview, FaZe's star Opper made it clear he doesn't care who will they have to face during the group stage. For S1MPLE, the only thing that matters is to make it to playoffs and step onto the arena stage. Everything else, even going against his former teammates, doesn't bother him one bit. What really fuels him, he says, the haters. He's on a mission to prove he's still the GOAT, not with words, but with plays. And I have to be honest with you guys, that kind of confidence from S1MPLE is a great sign, because it means we're in for some seriously beautiful CS. Hey guys, before we jump to the next news, let me just take a minute to tell you about our friends at ForceDrop. They're one of the oldest and most trusted case opening websites out there. These guys have been in the game for over 9 years. Whether you're into free cases, super cheap ones, or rare and risky drops, they've got it all. There are also tons of game modes to check out, battles, contracts, and my personal favorite, Upgrade, where you can turn a basic skin into a knife. They also run constant giveaways for those who deposit, with some seriously juicy prizes up for grabs. Plenty of deposit options too, including crypto. And if you use crypto, you will get an extra 3% bonus. And here's the best part, we've got an exclusive promo code for you, News Hub. Enter it on the site or just click the link in the pinned comment, and you will get a 40% bonus to your deposit, top-tier drops, and instant cash outs. That's what ForceDrop is about. Check it out and see for yourself. Also, aside from haters, it looks like S1MPLE is also drawing a lot of energy from his new IGL, Karrigan. The veteran leader is helping him to adjust to FaZe's system, and in some cases, even tailoring parts of the game around S1MPLE's strengths. But a lot of fans had the same question: what Karrigan's gonna do about S1MPLE's toxicity? After all, S1MPLE has a rep for yelling at teammates and killing the team vibe, and people still remember the drama around a leash back in Liquid. Turns out, the community simply misunderstood him. According to Karrigan, S1MPLE is not toxic, he's just laser-focused and hungry to win, which sometimes makes him overly emotional. And honestly, since Karrigan himself isn't exactly shy about trash talk, it's no surprise the two are getting along just fine. Yet, my friends, there's one person who is still unsure about his team's potential, and it's Zonic. According to the coach of Falcons, it's way too early to call them the world's number 2. He pointed out that teams like NAVI, m0nesy, and Team Spirit are always capable of pulling off upsets, and the only real proof of who's on top will be shown at the major. He also basically admitted that Falcons are dealing with some mental game issues, because he says that NiKo tends to tilt pretty fast and kyxsan really lacks tier 1 experience. Here, even S1MPLE decided to chime in, saying that FaZe has a much stronger mental game, and that alone may be enough enough for them to win. Zonic also decided to talk about the ZywOo versus M0nesy debate, saying that it's too early to compare them, basically because they're from different generations. He says that ZywOo was already performing at a high level in vitality, while M0nesy was still climbing through the academy system. Like, they had completely different paths to the top. Still, Zonic has plenty of motivation left. Before retiring, he dreams of winning a CS2 major, which would make him the 6th-time major champion. But, well, my friends, let's be honest, all the things he said about not being confident in his own team sounds kinda cringy considering what happened at stage 2 of Austin Major, but I won't spoil that much, we'll get to that later. And since we're talking about Falcons, we have to mention one of their biggest stars, M0nesy, because once again he opened up about his move from G2. Aside from joining NiKo, Ilya said the main reason for leaving was just that he didn't feel right in the team anymore. Things started feeling off, and the only solution was to make a change. What's interesting is that the CEO of G2 had previously said M0nesy was supposed to be the centerpiece of the team's future, and that caught the interviewer's attention as well, but when asked about it, M0nesy simply refused to comment. Now let's finally talk about the first matches of Blast Austin Major Stage 2, because let's be honest guys, the results shocked everyone. So the first round of best of ones kicked off in a pretty wild way. FaZe, just as simple promised, destroyed Heroic, and Frozen pulled off an insane 1v3 clutch with just 2 bullets.
Как будто 3 пули это.
хп. Вот такая...
Что, блядь? 3 пули типу за 2, блядь! Что? 3...
At one point, Karrigan even started to explain strats to his opponents. That's how easy it was.
Time to talk, yeah? Time to talk, boys! Time out, huh?
Clean as that, I thought. Okay, I thought that was going to be
pretty good, yeah.
Hey guys, you know what this round is called? Anti-long pop. What did you guys do? Long pop. Come on. Step up the game. I really need to talk to them, so take a time out, I think, no? Let's go, boys.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Young Star managed to get just a single frag in the entire game.
Let's go!
Another matchup that everyone expected for was Falcons versus Bait, which ended in a total beatdown, but not what you think. Alex666 and Hattrick completely destroyed Falcons, while M0nesy finished the map with 8-14. So yeah, Falcons dropped to 0-1. If that wasn't enough, Tyloo beat M0NESY'S, yeah, the former team of M0NESY'S where the promising Lake plays. On Train, the Chinese roster didn't feel their opponents at all, dropping just 1 round on CT side. Or take Legacy, they beat MIBR. I mean, keep in mind, Legacy weren't even supposed to be at the major in the first place. But anyways, that turned out to be just the beginning of the madness. In the second round of best of ones, a struggling virtus.pro beat Bait with a convincing 13-3. I mean, just hours before, Bait beaten Falcons, who many considered the favorites of the tournament.
Do the job, he starts to unload his mag, they need to spam back, and the game, just like that. 13-3.
So yeah, either it's all scripted or VP decided to give Electronic a beautiful send-off. Then FaZe didn't feel much resistance from Tyloo in their match, although the Chinese team already knew they had no real chance. Surprisingly, Karrigan even outperformed s1MPLE. Maybe Sasha just had the energy for the Heroic match? But, well, what happened next was the real shocker. LinVision versus Falcons. Statistically, it should have been an easy win for Falcons, because many people had LinVision picked for 0-3. What could go wrong, you might ask? Well, turns out almost everything. For example, starting with M0nesy, who had the worst performance in the team, and ending with the fact that LinVision gave up only 2 rounds on CT side. Sure, we all remember M0NESY'S words, the more matches you play, the more mistakes you can fix. But this result put them in a really bad spot, right on the edge of elimination. Many blamed the team's psychology. They know changes were coming, this is their last tournament together, and they're just tilted with nothing to lose. But hey, Bucharest had a similar story and they still managed to win. So basically there are two ways: the repeat of the PGL arc, or one of the biggest flops in CS2 history, even maybe in CSGO history. And at the end of it all, VP and Pain advanced with a 2-0 alongside with FaZe and Legacy. And if you think the chaos ends there, you're dead wrong. See, virtus.pro's path was somewhat predictable. They're on fire, Fame is in god mode, and Electronics stopped yelling at his teammates. Now he just yells at his coach. So yeah, this all brought actual results, and they beat Brazilians 2-0, and to the surprise of their haters, advanced to the next stage with a 3-0. Yeah, easy. FaZe, on the other hand, had a rough ride. On the first map of the best of 3, they were 0-7 down. They managed to do a small comeback, then lost 4 straight rounds, and the map. On the second map, they started up 5-0, then dropped 7 rounds in a row without a single chance. The match turned into a back-and-forth brawl, with the Brazilians surprisingly coming out on top, and Simple once again was underperforming. But, well, there's this silver lining and a fan theory. If FaZe had won, they would likely face Vitality in the next round. I mean, obviously in the playoffs, so maybe this loss actually softened their path forward, or it was just all calculated. At 0-2, BB faced MIBR, and the Brazilians won both maps 13-11, and Exile once again proved that CS2 might just be not his game. The second elimination match was, I can't believe I'm saying it, Falcons versus OG, and honestly, it was hard to watch. Throughout the 2 first maps, it felt more like a tier 2 meme match than a clash between a top contender and an underdog. I mean, it was just like watching Face It. Falcons choked a 9-3 lead on the first map, with NiKo sealing the win for OG, with a beautiful quadro in the final round.
Sitting on the angle, slays kyxsan, NiKo up next, double from NiKo, and another double still yet to go! 3 kills in this clutch, and who else other than M0nesy for him to be up again?
He won't bite.
Bomb is ticking! NiKo thrives, and Falcons in a tailspin!
On the second map, Falcons nearly choked again from 8-4. And bros, I mean, it's Nuke, and NiKo just repeats the same thing again. Can you imagine? Thankfully, this time M0nesy didn't let his team down and tied the series. On the decider, Falcons finally woke up. First, Magisk decided to finally turn up, and second, not a single OG player had a positive rating. So yeah, OG leave the tournament 0-3. Ironically, NiKo had predicted this outcome himself. Seems like he saw it coming. And now, my friends, some final thoughts. Looking at the early days of Stage 2, it's clear that most people won't get their pick'em bonuses, thanks to Falcons going 1-2 and Legacy going 3-0. Although Falcons are still on the brink of elimination, alongside with Stage 1 stars Nemiga and Heroic. But LinVision might just make it through along with FaZe, Furia and others. So guys, if your pick'ems are still alive, you're either psychic or you've just read the major script. No third option. I mean, my pick'ems are completely dead. You can share your successes in the comments below. And that's all for today, my friends. Thank you for watching. We've got more exciting matches at the major today, so don't skip them. Also, don't forget to hit the like button to follow our channel and drop by in the comments below, because it helps us develop a lot. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time, my friends. See you soon.